What is going on, everyone? It's Super here, and welcome to another Injustice 2 video. And today we're doing another Q&A. It's been a while since I've done one of these, and I got a lot of really good questions from you guys, so I'm looking forward to answering them. Before I do that, I just want to bring up the fact that a couple days ago I actually just got my subscriber button, aka like a Twitch partnership. And it was definitely one of my biggest goals, and just want to thank you guys who come out to the streams and watch me play live, get my ass kicked live, kick ass live. It's really fun over there on Twitch, and I get to actually have some, custom made emotes for Injustice 2, and I'm really happy about that. That's like the #1 reason why I wanted a Twitch partnership, is just to have like custom emotes that my viewers who subscribe could actually, post in the chat and stuff. Spam the hell out of them, just because I like that on Twitch. It's one of my favorite things. So if you guys, watch my streams, or you guys have never watched one of my streams, I'm probably going to be streaming for the first 3 hours of this video being up. So just follow the link in the description. I'll put my Twitch link. If you guys want to subscribe, I'll put that link as well. Show some extra support, and hopefully we get a bunch more emotes in the future. So thank you guys for all the love. We got a Twitch partnership in a month, which is a huge accomplishment for me. So now let's get on to the actual questions. Let me bring them up real quick. All right, first one, it's not from a specific person. It's just a question that I've been getting asked a lot, which is, when will you return to Mortal Kombat X? And surprisingly, I've actually been wanting to play a little bit of MKX recently, and with the 25-year anniversary of Mortal Kombat, I feel like it's appropriate for me to do a couple of streams a month for Mortal Kombat X. I'm not going to be playing it a lot, I'll be honest. I'm having fun with Injustice 2. I want to learn Injustice 2 as much as I can. Of course, we're getting new content every month, so I'm really just into Injustice 2, but I've decided that at least once, maybe twice a month, I'm gonna go back and stream some Mortal Kombat X, and probably just play with a bunch of viewers, maybe some ranked matches, because I know people are still gonna be playing Mortal Kombat X. I mean, MK is just really popular. There's still people playing right now Mortal Kombat X over Injustice 2, so I'll definitely be doing that. So expect some videos in the future. Of course, I need to set a date when I'm actually gonna play Mortal Kombat X, but it's gonna happen. All right, moving on here. First actual question comes from Eric, and he said, have you had trouble learning Injustice 2? Or have you had any trouble learning Injustice 2, and was it easier than learning MKX? And the answer to that is, I have had some problems, mostly with the interactables and just knowing when to use them properly, and meter management. That's like my thing right now with Injustice 2 that I'm trying to improve on. But as far as learning new characters, no, I actually have not had any problems learning new characters. Now, of course, there's some characters that are harder to use than others, but I haven't really had any problems learning, the game in that manner. But it's just like the little things that would really separate like a really good player from like a great player. Just learning and knowing what's going on at all times, knowing what interactable you could use, knowing how to use it, stuff like that I really need to improve on. And was it easier than learning? No, MKX, I think it's easier to learn than Injustice 2. Just based on the fact that you have so many more defensive options in Injustice 2. Like, mechanically, I think Injustice 2 might be easier, just combo-wise, stuff like that, but to actually win and play the game, I think Injustice 2 has a lot more layers to it, because Mortal Kombat X is very rush-down, offensive, heavy game, which is why a lot of people really enjoy watching Mortal Kombat, because there's a run button. You could be in front of your opponent's face within half a second. So as far as the game goes, like combos and the mechanics and everything, I think Injustice 2 is actually harder to learn. So moving on now, Cyborg asks, when do you think Sub-Zero will come out, and will you main him, or will he be your main? And the answer to that is no. I really do not have a main character in the game, and I like that. I always quote Infiltration, who is actually my favorite Capcom player, or Street Fighter player, who pretty much played the entire roster in Street Fighter 4, and he said, I main Street Fighter 4. Like, I don't main a character, I just main the game. And that's like the mentality that I've had even with Mortal Kombat X. I played every single character, and that's the mentality I have for Injustice 2, and especially since I'm a content creator, people do not want to see the same character over and over and over. They always have requests, and of course I'm not gonna like just play every character that gets requested at that specific time, but knowing every character gives me the option to have variety on the channel, and a lot of people like that. So that's one of the big reasons. But also, like, just for me personally, I get bored playing with one character. You know, I need some variety. So I'm not going to main Sub-Zero, but he's definitely going to be one of my most played characters because I really liked him in MKX, and it looks like he's a legacy character, pretty much. And let's see, when do you think Sub-Zero will come out? I think mid-July. I don't think he's going to get released early July. I think he's going to get released mid-July, just like Red Hood did. Maybe a little bit earlier. Maybe not. I forgot when Red Hood was released. Maybe the 16th? Like when? No. He was released, I think Red Hood. Yeah, actually he might even get released earlier. So maybe it will actually be early July because I think Red Hood came out on the 13th. And I think Sub-Zero might come out a little bit earlier. So around the 10th. Somewhere around there. I definitely expect Sub-Zero to be released around that time. A little bit before mid-July is where I expect it. But I can't wait, man. I'm really looking forward to Sub-Zero. All right, next question comes from Ans, and he asks, what do you think Starfire will play like? And do you think she will come out in August or late July? I think Starfire will come out in August. What they've been doing is one character a month, whether that's early, mid, it's been a character a month. So I think with 9 DLC characters, doing that, you know, one character a month is really going to help the game's like longevity. So I think she's going to come out in August, probably the same as Sub-Zero and Red Hood, mid to early August, and I really believe that they're gonna use her ability to fly a lot. So I'm really hoping that Starfire has a lot of flight combos. Those are always fun to do. Like Supergirl's fly unfly combos are still, even, you know, doing them in the beta, they're still some of the most fun combos for me to do just because they look so cool. Like you fly, you unfly, you fly, you unfly. And that was one of my favorite things about Spectral Ermac for Mortal Kombat X. He had a combo that he did in the air that led to his teleport, and then you could do many things from it, especially in the corner. You get some really cool looking combos. So I'm thinking Starfire is definitely going to have a playstyle where her air mobility and air combos and stuff are really going to shine, which will make her a unique character in the game because other than like Supergirl's fly-on-fly combos in the corner, there isn't really a character that controls the air. So having Starfire, you know, one of her biggest abilities is her flight. I think that's going to be focused on, and I really hope that happens. I really hope she's not like a generic archetype in the game. I really hope she plays her own unique way. Like Sub-Zero is going to be a rush down character, and he's going to have his ice clone as well, in which you could play him defensively, which is, I guess, not really unique, but just the way a Mortal Kombat character plays is unique compared to every other character in Injustice. So I hope they go in that route with Starfire and make her playstyle very unique. So she's definitely, out of all 3 DLC characters, she was my #1 character as far as looking forward to how she plays, because I think they could do a lot of unique stuff with her. So I hope she doesn't disappoint. I really do, because I love her look in Injustice 2. I think she looks amazing, and I really hope that her playstyle matches the amazing look that they give her, and of course her gear is going to be awesome. So I'm looking forward to her. Next question comes from Slappy, and he asks, who is the hardest character to learn? Now that is a tough question for me to answer, because mechanically and just understanding the basics of a character, I think no character is hard to learn in Injustice 2, and I sort of felt the same way about MKX, and it's not because, you know, I think I'm good or anything. It's just once you learn the mechanics of a fighting game, it's really not hard to understand and learn a character on a basic level, and I'm talking like basic level. You guys know, I know a lot of the characters in the game, but a lot of them are like at a basic level. I know what their strategy is, I know what their best combo strings are, I know how to do some combos with them. That's like playing a character at their basic level, and I really do not think that any character in this game is hard to use. But I will say, to win a lot of games versus, you know, good people, I will say one of the hardest characters, just for me personally, is the Flash. I know he has 50/50s. I know he has a lot of damage with trait, but the Flash really lacks in the department of range and being, you know, having like space control. And that's something that the top tier characters destroy the Flash in. Like, if I play an Aquaman with the Flash, or I play a Superman who has really good spacing with his forward 2, oh my god, is it a fucking nightmare. So I think to win matches versus good players, I think the Flash is definitely one of the hardest characters for me personally. Now, mechanically, the hardest character, I think Darkseid is pretty execution heavy if you really want to do combos with him, because to do like his instant air stomp in combos sometimes could be a little tricky. So I think he, you know, his buttons and stuff and some of his higher damaging combos take some mechanical skill and take, you know, some time to practice. I can't think of any other character at the moment, but mechanically Darkseid has some execution heavy combos for, you know, especially in the corner if you want to get some really high damage. And as far as like winning matches, for me personally, I think the Flash is very, very hard to use, just because, you know, he could do burst damage and he could be very offensive, but he struggles in like the mid-range department, in which a lot of characters, you know, shine, especially the top tier characters. So let's see. Assassin Wolf asks, let's see, what got you into gaming? Oh, okay. We'll close it out on this because the video is already almost 12 minutes long. What got me into gaming was playing with my friends, playing Super Nintendo. I think one of the biggest reasons why I started loving video games is the Super Nintendo and Super Metroid. Super Metroid will always be my favorite video game of all time. Super Metroid was just the absolute best, and I remember my friend owned it because I had a Sega, right? I played Sonic and all that good stuff, which was awesome, but like Super Metroid changed the way that I looked at video games and just the fun of it. And I actually didn't even own Super Metroid ever because I just had the Sega, and of course I was a little kid. Parents didn't want to buy Super Nintendo after buying the Sega. So I went over to play at my friend's house, and we would just play. And at that time, you know, there's some secret stuff in Super Metroid that you need to unlock to continue progress of the game. And we were, you know, kids, right? So it was very challenging, you know, passing that game with no help from, of course, the internet wasn't really prevalent. And there were some magazines, but not too many. And I don't even think any of them had, well, maybe there were magazines, but we were kids, right? So we didn't know about any of that stuff. But we ended up actually passing Metroid just by ourselves. And that really like sparked the love into gaming. You know, that really helped me fall in love with gaming, and just so that's why I always will probably hold Metroid as my favorite game of all time. It's just awesome. Like Super Metroid specifically, in my opinion, best game of all time. So that is going to be the end of today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you guys next time. What's going on? It's Super here, and thank you for watching today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you guys subscribed if you are not already. Also, check out any of these videos linked at the top. Thank you for watching, and I will see you guys next time.